big idea, a new world order.
G'day and welcome to the Cunspiracy Podcast. My name's Josh Wade. On today's episode, I've got the King of Bounce, SPARKS. How you going, buddy?
Good, mate. Thanks for that.
Thanks for having us here. You're a bit jet lagged. You only just got in from London. Recently.
Just 2 days ago now.
Yeah.
I'm so used to it though. My body literally adapts like straight away, and it's also used to feeling like shit. So it's just the part of the job, and yeah, it happens quite often. Jet lag.
So you've been on a bender for how long then?
5 years.
5 years. That's a long time, mate.
Yeah.
How old are you?
24 now.
24.
Yeah.
24. And you've been doing this since 19.
Yeah, touring hard since 19.
Yep.
I mean, if you count the shows I used to do in Melbourne, solely over a weekend, that was actually when I was 18. About 18, 19. So.
I mean, I've seen some incredible photos that have popped up in my newsfeed that you've been tagged in, and you're a youngin', mate. You are like literally, by all definitions, a prodigy. That's you hustled. You didn't fuck around. This didn't just happen for you, and people forget that. They see where you are now, and they forget that this is not just a guy that got lucky. This is a guy that's been working fucking very hard for a really long time. So I suppose to start out, before we go into it, when did this interest start? Did you play music before this? When did you tell me?
I was not I was into music as a kid, but I didn't show any sort of talent in music, or no one really knew that I loved it as much as I did. It all happened. You know how you say I worked really hard and stuff. Yeah, I did, but I didn't mean to. I loved it so much, I just did it.
Yep.
But I didn't think, I've got to hustle. I've got to do this. It just kind of fell into place, and I started doing more and more, and just kind of going to the direction that I was taking. And But yeah, it all started when, all my mates were into the electronic kind of music and the festival stuff, like Axwell and Deadmau5, and I was into heavy metal. I was into the old stuff like Michael Jackson and stuff my dad used to play me,
Yeah.
And then this stuff came out, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty sick. And I used to listen to hectic techno and as in the old Testo days. That's more trance.
Oh, wow.
But the happy hardcore stuff, and I loved it so much. I'd walk around the house just, smashing it in my headphones. And one really crazy thing was every night before bed, I used to sit there with my headphones on and just imagine thousands of people in front of me. Imagine it so hard and manifest on it so hard that I would be adrenaline just pumping through me, and I would get so worked up just in this imaginary reality.
Yeah.
And I manifested it so hard that it fucking came true, man.
Yeah. So you believe that?
I believe.
I 100%. I'm smiling just knowing that's how you think. So you created this. You created
pretty much.
This,
in my mind, it all was so real.
Yep.
And I didn't know about manifestation. I didn't know about if you really think towards something, it will happen.
Yeah.
But I just did it because was me as a kid. I think when you're young, you're so much more susceptible to these kind of things because you're not thinking about it too much as an adult.
No, that you're not paying. You're not paying. You have time to imagine silly things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what was it? Do you think about you at that time? Because I suppose just before we started this, we spoke about what is the difference between someone that? Because I suppose all kids, we all think of these crazy things, but do you know what it could have been that made you go I'll actually do it? Because for most people, there seems to be a point where they go, oh nah, it might be too. Security is better, because what you're doing and anyone in show business or performing, there's no security in it. It could be over to no one knows. You got to just constantly be going, otherwise it stops.
Yeah, for sure. Even at my level, I'm always trying to stay afloat, be onto everything, and it's my biggest anxiety and biggest it's the worst thing in my life is always thinking about what I need to do next to stay
on top,
relevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're young and you got nothing to lose, I guess the only way is up,
Yeah, yeah.
And if you get to an age where you're worried about risk taking and stuff, it just keeps getting probably harder.
Do you find most risks that you've ever taken have paid off? Big risks have paid off? They do.
But a lot of risks I haven't taken too.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Just from people's advice and,
Uh-huh.
you know, people that are close to me, like family. And
Yeah.
But I never listened to anybody when it came to my business, music,
Right.
and
Yeah.
what I've done. And apart from obviously my management and stuff, they know what
Yeah.
they're doing. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just had nothing to lose when I was younger, and it all came about. But these days, when I hear people's stories of, you know, especially like someone like my sister's so talented.
Yeah.
She's could be an actor, a comedian, a singer,
Yeah.
but she just doesn't have the confidence. She doesn't think that she's good enough.
Right.
I knew I was fucking good enough
Yeah.
because I listened to my music that I made.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking sick. Someone else is going to love that.
Yeah.
So I just put it out there.
Yeah.
Put it out there. So yeah.
I mean, if you see some of the shit that people put out there, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing with music, comedy, whatever, is it's all subjective. So someone might not like it, someone might not see the talent in it, but other people, someone always will. That's the thing. So never limit yourself in that. But I suppose so. All right. So you start. When do you think you've made your first? What was the first song you ever made? Like just fucking around on a computer.
First song ever.
How old were you?
Literally probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
16 because I had a girlfriend. I remember it.
Was that your last girlfriend? You've been
Pretty
touring
much.
ever since.
Pretty much. Yeah, probably 16. I was just stuffing around with Audacity.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
like-
old Audacity.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
It wasn't I obviously didn't make any sounds.
No, I
it
know,
was
but-
just chopping and
Yeah, learning the main part.
yeah. I ripped a kick and bass line from a song and repeated it over and over, and then put an acapella underneath it, and then was just taking little sounds from other MP3s.
Yep.
People were like playing it, man,
Yeah.
and like on SoundCloud, they're actually liking it.
Right.
And it was this piece of shit that was put together by just some kid that had a few ideas in his head. And that was the start. And then it just kept getting... It was really weird, man. One of my really close mates came over in the same kind of time I was getting into this music stuff. And he gave me this program. And it was Ableton.
Was it
He
a
goes-
ripped version?
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was
You can't
on his
afford that
computer.
shit. Yeah.
So he came over with his computer and he's like, dude, check this program out. You can make beats on it.
Yeah.
We sat up all night and I was just freaking it. Like just researching and researching. I remember being so like passionate about finding out how to make that bass line
Yeah.
or make that kick or be able to put it together. And dude, snowball effect. Like you just have this fire in you that wants to, you just have to find out how to get better. I was like messaging Joel Fletcher and Samuel James and all these dudes I still know and are so talented still, saying like, dude, how do you get your like dumb questions like, why does your bass sound like this and mine doesn't rumble the headphones?
Yeah. Right.
To that little detail.
Yeah.
And you know, it was hard to get through to them, but I actually I became so obsessed with this music, man. I don't think you understand. I was like the Melbourne Underground stuff, like Callous and all that stuff back in the day. I was so obsessed with it. I needed it. I was like, I would do anything to just have my hands on something that's exclusive or even see the dudes, you know, that made it. And there was this club night. I was like a bit of a lad. I was running around loitering the
Everyone,
streets.
what year was this though?
2004.
That was okay. That was
8 years ago.
That was mainstream, lad.
Yeah,
That's when it was like, that's how you dress. And now
everyone was wearing a striped polo.
Yeah, yeah.
And but I was roaming the streets, just being a kind of a rat, and you know, wanting some excitement.
Yeah.
So I was going in my local Glenferrie Road, and there's this club called Room 680.
Right. Is that still there?
Yeah, you'd know it, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? You've probably been there.
Oh,
Anyway, it was sick, and it was a Thursday night randomly, and we could hear people inside, and I knew how to jump the back fence to get into the club at 16.
at 16.
Yeah, and this is at the time I was producing and, you know, just learning.
You're the ultimate fangirl. You're the fan
I am
that
the
became
ultimate fangirl.
Yeah, yeah.
And you will not believe what happened. This is fate.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be meant to be, because I jumped this back fence of room, got in, didn't get caught, just walked straight through the smokers.
Yeah.
I had to jump over this roof and stuff.
Yeah. Did people see you?
People saw me, this
Alright.
little 16-year-old
Yeah.
lad kid, walk through the back and just waltz through the smokers. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
Fuck it, yeah.
And I was just, I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
And I just walked straight in. I remember walking down these stairs and I hear this like pumping kind of tunes. what's that? And I walk in and Callus is playing in the side room, which is this dark little bass heavy room. I could have done a backflip. I couldn't believe what I was seeing because I was just seeing, just researching these guys and knowing the ins and outs and wanting to do everything they're doing. Dude, I jumped that same fence for 2 months straight of the same night because they ran the same night.
So he was there
every single week, every single Thursday. I would go there by myself in some stupid vest, and I'd sit in the corner just watching all the DJs, Jolie to Samuel to Callus, and I sat there every night by myself just watching the tunes, just loving it. And eventually Samuel James noticed me, and he came up. He's like, "Yo, man, what are you doing here? You're here every week, just sitting there watching us, loving it." That's bizarre because everyone else is there probably just getting fucked up and partying. I wasn't drinking.
Yeah,
I had no interest.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I just love what you guys do, and I'm kind of producing myself, obviously at a very amateur level, but I'm obsessed with your stuff, man. And so from there on, we kept on kind of meeting up every week when I'd keep jumping the fence, and all of a sudden he kind of invited me down to the studios, which was their studio, and I learnt a few things off them, and became best mates with them all.
Yeah.
And that's how I really got started. And then my music started getting a little bit better, and then DJs started playing it.
Yeah.
And then fans started wanting it.
Right. So tell me about that process, because that's obviously, you've gone from a level where you've become the fan and then you've become the apprentice, obviously.
Yeah.
And then from that point, you've started, now you obviously you've got to a point where you're not just learning how to make the beats, but now you're starting to craft your own sound along with these other guys. So what was that process like? And when did you get to a point where you're like, fuck, I'm onto my own, this is my own creation at this point?
Well, it happened accidentally.
Yeah. Or by fate.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know how it happened, but I do have a very distinct style. Even though people do the same kind of genre as me, apparently they know it's a Will's song when they hear it.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my mate, I've got a mate, and I met him maybe about a year ago, and he's a massive fan of you, and I'm like, fuck, I'm pretty big Will Sparks. I'm actually a fangirl, and we've got so many different things where even every single day we'll look at each other, and in that My Time song, there's a part where you go, oh man, I can't believe it, and we'll sit there and look at each other, and when something happens, go, oh man, I can't believe it. So, but you created your own sound, and obviously then it's bounced off into a different thing, and then I'm sure down the line it's even evolved now, and we'll get into that soon. But do you remember what that first song was where you went, I've just cemented myself as this is mine?
I think it was yeah, dude.
Would have been, yeah.
It had to be, because I had this little thing I did when I was making stuff. I would just constantly groove to myself and dance and get up in my room and jump around, and it's like a rhythm thing. And the rhythm was coming from within me. And I was these weird quirky little patterns in my head going up and down, and me dancing to it. And the way I dance now when I DJ, no one dances like I do.
No, they try and replicate.
They try and repeat it.
I see it all the time. I go, oh, that's sad. But, yeah.
But so this little thing inside me that's just coming out, and when I made I was like, fuck, that's pretty catchy. But that was, I don't know, maybe it wasn't maybe it was something before that. It would have been. It was something it was before was the first one to get noticed.
Yeah.
Quite largely. But yeah, before that probably, oh dude, I'm going back ages now.
No, that's okay.
There's The Darkness.
Yep.
That was actually probably one.
Yep.
Because that was a mixture. That was the first one I did that was a mixture of the Melbourne offbeat stuff with a little kind of quirky lead thing. And after I did that, it was just, I knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, yeah. So once IE's come out, and then you've gone, so that's obviously been at that point, that would have been your biggest one. You would have gone as you're watching that grow. Do you know how long that took? Was it like an overnight thing, or was it like okay, so it was overnight? So in that point, when you've woke up the next morning, because I mean, you know, I know what it's like when you watch something that you've done and then you're going, holy shit, I didn't expect it to surpass this level. You know, are you reading comments? Are you sitting there just refreshing, going, what's going on? Did you know that you're off to the races at this point?
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Yeah. When I put it up, I had Dead Mouse's manager contact me. I had like Chris Lake and TJR, and then just all these like next level shit.
Yeah.
So it went from a little dude in his room in Melbourne, only getting the furthest reach of Camberwell and the Westgate.
Yep.
And like the Melbourne clubs, only a couple, to potential international recognition.
Yep.
It was such a leap. You cannot even comprehend what it was like for me. It was so overwhelming that I just didn't know what to do. Like, I had so much opportunity there, and I had to make a decision. It was a life or death decision, dude.
You're being pulled in a million different directions.
Everyone's wanting a piece at this point.
Yeah.
So I ended up signing it to some label. It was the first ever label to ever sign a song of mine.
Right.
So everything before was just free download, have it, let's fucking party.
Yeah.
So I just signed it to any old label, and because they were in Sydney, which is interstate, I was like, sick.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, anyway, I even before that, Joel got a gig in Sydney. The fact Joel got flown to Sydney to do a gig was like, I couldn't believe it, because we were pretty good mates by this time.
Yeah.
So I got signed to that, and then these people, I remember Chris Lake and another guy from, I don't know, the management he was with, Skyped me, and I Skyped them, and I fully had my t-shirt off, like no shirt on, in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And it was just, man, it was so random. And they brought it up. They're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why are you naked?
Oh, yes. They probably couldn't see from the waist down. So
And
here you are,
what's going on?
fucking
I was like, what's going on, cunts? Like,
one of these weird cunts on Omegle or some shit.
I was just being myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, they ended up wanting to take like 50% of everything at the front. Like, they're like, here, we'll, be your managers.
Right.
And but we want 50% straight up, and then we'll make you a superstar.
So they're having a go.
I've never told anyone this.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but we can tell the world now.
Yeah. That's interesting. So they thought they could see how far they could go.
To fucking
that's not cool.
Reel in a young kid. Yeah, I know. But that's business. Definitely
is it though? Because when does it cross over into morals and that? When do you go, man, this is someone that's worked hard and given it a go.
Let's take everything.
Let's fuck him over.
So many people are being fucked over, and it's disgusting.
But you don't understand what the industry standard is until you go through moments like that where you go, oh, like if they're taking 20%, they're having a good day at work. Like 20%, 50% is fucking pretty hardcore.
Dude, it gets funnier. So I was like, 50%? What does that mean? Like straight away? And then I didn't realize that even with that after that 50%, they were going to make me pay for my own flights, because that's what comes after it, your expenses. The amount of outgoings I have is immense. Sometimes so much that, I'd still like these days.
You have to,
sometimes just.
Yeah.
Because anyway, and so I would have been ending up with nothing. Avicii was on the same thing, I think. He was on a 50-50, but his manager was like really, really in with...
Can I just ask, like, just for DJs in general, if you're doing a show in the Gold Coast or wherever, do they pay for your flights and everything here?
It depends if it's landed or not. So they can either give you a fee and go, yep, here's the fee, you get yourself here.
Right, okay.
Or how about this fee and we'll fly you up and put you in a hotel. But
the bigger you get is it obviously you get to a point where they will fly. Like, I can't see them going, you have to pay for your flights here. Like,
no, but it does depend. If they give you enough money, then you like all my Europe shows, American shows, I have to pay for all the flights.
Right, okay.
All the accom.
Yep.
Apart from the show days, I actually...
Yep. Okay.
They pay for the hotel.
Yep.
They'll agree to pay to one night, and then if I got a couple more nights, I pay for them.
Yep.
So,
right. Okay. Sorry, you keep going.
Yeah,
though.
that's all right. Where was I? Yeah. So about the guys trying to take 50 from me.
Yeah.
And dude, this is really funny. I was like, oh, that's, I'm like, oh, that's a bit, I don't know if that's, right. I'm pretty new. And he goes, all right, 60-40 then. Dude, he doesn't realize he just fucked himself. This is like, these guys are huge, right? Huge management company.
Yeah.
They manage so many massive artists that I looked up to.
Yep.
And the minute he went, scrap the 50-50, let's just go, you get 60, we get 40. Oh, so you'll jump the gun like that.
Something's
just
up.
like that.
Yeah.
That's something fishy. I was like, nah. Anyway, I was actually getting managed by my manager now, still to this day. At the time,
Right.
he was doing my bookings.
Was that officially, or was that just an
he was
agent,
just
or
taking 10% from my bookings?
Yep.
He was throwing me around Melbourne like a headless chook, you know.
Yep.
I was getting booked heavily at this point. And he was also not really my manager, but still kind of...
He was your main business associate, yeah?
Yeah. And he said to me, look, Will, I don't know what to tell you because these guys are so big and they have a big potential of you taking it to the next level and to stardom. It's up to you, brother, what you do. And I'm here to support you. I think I was under a contract as well with him, and he was like willing to give it all up and let me go. And I just saw that as the most loyal and trusting thing. And that's when Luke really got my trust, because he was willing to just give it up for my own,
to see you do well. Yeah.
To see me do well.
Yeah.
And he was going to get nothing, even though he got me to this spot. And I went, fuck that shit, man. Let's do this together. Yeah. And we're still together to this day. And I've done something else.
That's a big thing, because I mean, so many different artists and that they go through a plethora of managers. Like, I mean, I've gone through a few, and it's like, it takes you a while. It's not that the business relationship is bad, but it's like sometimes, it just doesn't work out, or, things fall apart. But, you've obviously built a really good rapport, and it's more than just business at this point. It's like, it's blood. You're in this together, and that's it.
Like...
But you're also probably the reason that company is as big as it is today. Like, you both leveraged off each other to build it, and now you've got art. You're at the point now where there's artists wanting to be signed with Lucky, because now you're that guy. You're the guy that they can
Lucky,
go.
you need to give me a percentage.
50%, cunt. Yeah. now Luke's on the bloody train. Nah, but you know what I'm saying. But wow, so that's incredible. And since then, obviously, I mean, you've probably learnt that it doesn't matter. I mean, it sort of does matter who's managing you, but at the end of the day, I always found you can't be someone that complains when you don't get what you want because your manager can't get it. Like, at the end of the day, you're the cunt with the talent.
You got to work, dude.
Yeah.
I got to work on myself more than anything. If people are sitting there complaining that they're not getting anywhere because their management shit, you need to direct your management for one. Two, you got to work on yourself, man.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to find someone you trust.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a dog.
And you got lucky with that. And I suppose in your industry, like, it seems to be, just from my slight observation of it, it seems to be quite a very volatile, and it sometimes seems like a poisonous place to be. Toxic. Where everyone is at it and
at each other. Yeah.
Can I ask, when you went through that stage of coming out, and all of a sudden all eyes are on Will, is there resentment there? And what's that? I mean, I'm going to say, there probably is resentment there. What is that like? What's it like being loved by the fans, but probably despised by a few people that are sour and old and their time's up? What's going through your head at that point?
Oh yeah, like the older dudes that
probably
are
people that you looked up to as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Look, it was a bit hurtful, some of the things that you'd hear. Almost every single state out of Melbourne didn't believe in me, and they all thought it was easy, and it's just crap, and they're only using 10 channels on, meaning like the amount of things we put into a song, and they couldn't fucking do it. And Melbourne and all that bounce stuff just skyrocketed across the whole of Australia. Everyone's wanting it, and none of them could make it like we could.
They tried.
So many
people tried.
Even some people like Tidy that DJ. He's a flog. Anyway.
Never heard of him.
He,
So, g'day, mate. How you going?
G'day, mate.
That's
He
probably the
called
biggest
us-
shout out you've ever had.
He called us out on Twitter, and he's like, "What's this Melbourne bounce crap? We can do it in a second." He's some Aussie that tranced to that fucked it all up and went to LA, and he goes, "All right, I'm going to make LA jump," and we're like, "Sweet, make it, do it, see what you do." And he goes, "I'll do it in 24 hours. You watch me." Came back in 48 hours with one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. So, look, don't get depressed about this tidy, mate. But look, that's just an example of these guys that talked the talk but couldn't walk the walk.
Walk the walk.
And I feel like the biggest victor. You know,
Yep.
we victorious in our craft.
Yep.
So yeah, it really proved itself, and it's not about how hard it is to make. Even if it's easy, it works.
Yeah, but
Simplicity is key.
Well, it is, and I was going to say it's becoming simpler now, even more. Like from the songs that you've released recently, and where it's going, where I've seen other people. I mean, it seems to just become so minimal now at this point that it's more about just a sound, one sound. It can just be one sound that once that the beat drops, it's just this thing going off, and it does something. It's almost like I'm sitting there going, because the show's called Cunspiracy, and I'm sitting there going, this is hypnotic almost. It's like, what's going on here? Because this has got thousands of people in a trance, and it's one beat, just dum dum dum.
This
dum,
like
dum.
techno and stuff.
Yeah, it's got real hard. Hey,
yeah, bro. I mean,
what's that evolution been like now? Going, all right, the sounds maybe it needs evolution because it's evolving, obviously.
like my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kids just want it faster. I mean, we're getting older.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I mean, as I get older, because when it was really kind of taking off, I was in the clubbing age.
Yep.
I was 19, 20, and everyone in clubs were my age.
Yep.
So I knew what people wanted.
Yep.
Now it's like, okay, where are we going with this? And in my own productions, I just kept getting quicker and quicker and quicker, turning up that BPM.
Yeah.
And now and I always knew it, man. 5 years ago, when I was playing these little Melbourne clubs, I was playing Neelix, which is psytrance.
Yep.
Sick. And I was like, dude, this is going to merge soon. What do you know?
And it has.
Everyone's doing this side bounce stuff, but I wouldn't even, I hate putting genres together and calling it something. It is what it is. We're just getting quicker with our stuff, and that's the evolution of it as of now. But who knows what's next? What's the word?
Evolved.
It evolved.
That's right.
It evolved from just simple minimal beats with a bit of an acapella over it.
Yep.
To us actually writing chords that like the Swedes were doing with their music, then dropping it into a Melbourne beat. I got to give my hats off to Joel Fletcher because he really was the first one to start putting leads over a kick bass like a Melbourne kick bass.
Right. Yep.
When he did that, man, it was going from that minimal perks like the percussion.
Yep.
To using more of a long sine wave or something. And when he did that, dude, I was like, this dude has just
Changed the game.
He's changed the game, and that's when I was like, bang, and then Diora was like, bang, and then TJR, and it just kept rising and rising, and it's still rising.
I asked the Mashed and Kutcher guys this, but I mean, this is probably even more extreme for you. What's that like going from, and you've just come back from Europe and that, and doing some really big festivals over there, really, really big festivals over there.
Retarded.
And, do you know how many people are like at one of these? Like, obviously it's tens of thousands of people. Like, you just sit down, I'm like, it has to be at least 100,000 people. Like,
do you know how many times before you go?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times if I ever play a show with like 20,000, whatever it is, just thousands of people sitting in front of me. Do you know how many times I stand there and go, holy fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I sit there and go, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What is this? What is this? How do I know what I'm doing? How do I know what I'm mixing?
Yep.
It's like a mini wig.
Yep.
And it's like...
But is that a glitch in the system? Could you imagine just anyone in general? Like, if you're watching this, imagine having 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people looking at you at once and giving you all their energy. Like, there's got to be some sort of exchange in energy that's going on there. Yeah. And your aura, your energy, your spirit is taking that all in.
I'm all about the spirits.
Yeah.
Know what you're talking
Something's
about, bro.
fucking going on there, man.
Talking about. I feel it, dude.
Is it? Yeah, you must feel
When
something.
when you're just so passionate about what you're doing and playing, and they're giving it back to you, it's almost like, I don't know.
Does it wig you out doing that, and then maybe another night going from a massive festival, or then just doing a club where there's still a lot of people, but it's nothing
It's the
like
same thing, dude.
Same thing.
Exact same feeling.
Right.
It's really hard to explain, but it's all about the vibe, really.
Mm.
And do you know what else makes a big difference is the lighting. Random.
No, like that makes you a show, because you do a show. It's not just playing music. Like you've got a performance, you've got the pyro, all of it.
Yeah,
right.
Lighting's everything. Like not so much the CO2 and stuff. Yeah, that creates more of an energetic atmosphere. But dude, when you have a breakdown, you have to have darkness, and then when it builds up, and then bang, lights. That just makes it so much more epic.
Because that's another thing with you, is you love doing your intros, and you really love a good breakdown.
You've done your research, mate.
I listen to your shit. You love a breakdown. You love all that, and like you just said with the lighting, it needs to be. It's all a part of the atmosphere. Dude. Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching wrestling. I used to love watching the intro.
So did I.
When they do the entrance, and I love a really cool epic entrance because it creates that.
That's where I got
that
it from,
buzz.
dude. Yeah.
But I guess where did that come from? And because you also love a synth, there's like this specific sound that you use sometimes in the breakdowns. I'm like, yeah, I remember the first one that I listened to. What was that? Oh fuck! It was from that EP that you did, the Another Land EP.
Psycho.
Yeah, it might have been that one. That was sounded different to everything else.
Had a little like a little guitar.
Yeah. Or then there was This Is What the Bounce Is, the long version of that.
Yeah. Dude, I love intros, man. And it's all about emotion, especially with my time as well.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional dude, but I love going hard as well.
Yeah.
And when I actually put those two things together, people were backing it.
Yep.
I was one of the first ones to put the really like heartfelt, trancey kind of chords and progressions, and then build up, bang, bang, bang. And people were like, this doesn't work. Well, it did.
Yeah, it does.
And these days, I don't even think about other DJs mixing in my music. I just make it straight from the start and intro.
Yep.
Dude, no, you don't even need to mix these days, man. I still mix, right?
Yep.
But what mixing was putting two songs together and it sounding sick together. That was the art of mixing. Yeah, it still was the transition between two songs to keep the DJ set going.
Yeah.
But these days, there's so much in one song, so many sounds and so much build up to the next breakdown. Think about it. You can just go bang onto the next. Because it has no sort of
start or end.
Yeah, it wouldn't sound weird. It doesn't sound weird.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Just to get out of something or quickly change into the next song.
Yeah. But I suppose people want to hear the most of the song anyway at this point. Like, that's where it's changing.
That's where you got to read the crowd.
Yep.
What do they want? If a crowd's jumping, it's hard to say. Crowds either jump, groove, or just kind of, I don't know.
I never thought about that, but there is a psychology behind what you're doing as well. You've got to be able to read them and go, which song do I go to next? And because obviously they can't always just be going nuts.
No.
But you don't want them to die out either. So
it's like a roller coaster. You just got to keep on.
So how the fuck are you jumping up and down like a fuckwit and reading them at the same time? Because there's so much fucking going on, man.
Bro. Just I don't look at anyone either.
Yeah.
I can't. I sometimes actually stare at people. I like to get pretty personal with my shows.
Yeah.
Because I'm a realist as well. Stupidly. It's probably not a good business move, but...
No, I think it is.
Anyway, I like to be myself. So that's me. Anyway, I just glance at the crowd, give them something they know, give them something they don't. You don't always speak on the mic, but when you want to make sure it's going to impact a lot when you do.
Yep.
So you don't do it all the time.
Yep. Some people do it way too much.
So much. Stupid.
And you can't understand what they're saying anyway because they're doing it so much.
There are so many people I've seen play, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'd be walking out of this place in a second. Anywho, so you never rinse shit. You know? Like because there's so many different genres now that I play, like my normal stuff, the bounce stuff, minimal, sometimes even some techers.
Yep.
And I just go in and out of all of them constantly. And it gives the crowd this great versatile, exciting bursts, you know? So, yeah.
So you started your own label as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had a lot of people going, get Will Sparks on the show, get Will Sparks on the show. So thanks for coming in while this is early. But a lot of kids out there, I mean, there's one kid named Zach who messaged me all the time. I mean, I don't know, I'm sure he's messaged you a million times, but he's like, I don't know, he seems like he's 15, 16.
Prime age.
Loves your shit, mate. He absolutely is just like every episode he's questioning. So now you're the one that's got the fangirls wanting to jump the fence to see you. I mean, what do you say to them? Do you give them that same advice that you did, that become the fan, don't become the clubber, or like how do you see it?
Well, this is an interesting thing to talk about, man, because I don't really think about that much. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like you, Zach. You know, that's his name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
I think so, Zach.
Yeah. Look, it's crazy to think that I am that guy now. I'm that inspiration. Kids look up to me. What I have to say to them, wow, if you know you're good at something, you know, if you're crafting something and if you've got something inside of you you're trying to get out, you put it on paper. You do everything you can to get it out, to get your creation on paper, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
If it's anything, acting or, you know, like for me, music, connect with people, be smart. Don't give yourself to anyone. Don't sell your soul. That's a life or death thing, just like what I went through. Don't take shit from anyone. I took shit from these people. I'm not going to name names, but at the start of my career, it was a very, very, very dark time and scary time. These scary people took advantage of me as a kid.
What, monetarily or like seriously?
Seriously.
Okay.
Threatened me, seriously told me terrible things that they're going to do, terrible things they're going to do to my family, suppressing me. Don't take their shit. They can't do shit to you.
Is this people like in the industry, or is this just like...
Oh, they used to be.
Okay.
Anyway,
every
dog gets their day. Every dog gets their day, no matter what.
Yeah.
If you're a good person, if you're just a good person, right? Just be a good person. They're going to get it. These people that take advantage and you know someone when they're a bad person.
You sense it when you walk in a room. There's something about this.
Even with what they do, if they're doing bad shit and getting good things from it, eventually it's going to end. Yeah. And it did. Yeah. They all melted at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can have the last laugh. So don't think too far into that as a 15-year-old kid, though.
Yeah.
As a 15-year-old kid, your senses are heightened. You are so passionate. I know what you're going through. That time in my life, I think back at it and I think, wow, everything was so exciting then. You know, as you get older and as things progress, things you get used to everything. Things start not getting as exciting. You know, I'll get to a festival, I'll play it. I'll be like, sick, you know, done that before.
Yeah.
But to think that I was going to do that at 15 is something else. So just, really, really think about what you're going to do. But at the same time, have fun, man.
Do you think it's worth sitting in bed at night and trying to visualize that? Because I think it works.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those spiritual things, they end up prevailing.
Are you religious? Are you spiritual?
I was about to say that. I'm into God and into whatever it is up there, man.
Right.
Something, maybe. Who knows? I can't be the judge. I don't know if there's life after death. No one does.
No.
So these people that, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, well, maybe it is. Maybe take the chance to pray to God. And I've had so many things, dude, happen to me that's really scary.
Do you have moments where you sit there and go, this is something else? Like, because I have moments in my life where I go, something up there, whatever it is,
it's done something. It's
talking. It's letting me know. Like, I've walked through a place and a certain song will be playing that I might have been listening to before, and it might have some sort of significance to me, and it'll play in certain moments. There's a song, Everlong by Foo Fighters, and whenever something really emotional is happening in my life or a really big thing happens, somewhere along the way it'll play on the radio or something, and I sit there and I go, something's fucking with me. Something else out there is going, just letting you know I'm listening. I'm here with you along the right. Is that what you're
happened to
talking
me as
about?
well, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What sort of what are you talking about?
Well, here's one of the most incredible things that's ever happened to me.
Right.
I was on a plane going from somewhere to Chicago. That's all I remember. And it was probably one of the lowest times of my life ever, right? I was on this plane. I just started touring overseas. I was in America, obviously, and I had a girlfriend. And I was so in love with her, man. And me going overseas started to ruin it.
Uh-huh.
And eventually it did end.
Yeah.
And I was so shattered. Like, I've never felt like that in my life. I haven't really loved anyone since. And I just remember being so down and so out and being like, my career, you know, it's ruined everything. But, you know, I took the risk for my career.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I went to sleep in the chair, and the flight was like 3 hours or so. And I woke up 2 hours later. And this bloke next to me, in between me, there was an out of order seat. Out of order. We're the only people to sit next to the out of order seat.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen an out of order
Me
seat
neither.
to this day.
I mean, it's a seat. How can it be out of order? It doesn't.
Now thinking about that, I've never seen another seat that says out of order.
If it's a seat, it's working. If the seat's not there, it's
Dude,
not a
what
seat.
the hell, right? Anyway,
Okay,
this
yep.
dude got me on the shoulder and he goes, "Hey, what's your name, mate?" Like, not like that. He was like, he was like,
G'day, Cat, how are you?
he was like, "Hi, I'm Wayman." You know,
Wayman, was that
his
his
name
name?
was Wayman.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hi, whatever, what's up?"
Yeah.
Like, just started chatting, and he was just chatting to me like a normal anyone would.
Yeah.
Dude, like half an hour into the convo, we're just talking about us and blah blah blah. He goes, "Will," and we got into like, you know, I told him my situation, and he's loving, like, you know, really into it. And we got to the point where I was religious as a kid.
Yeah.
And he just sat back and went, "I'm going to tell you this now, but you can't freak out." It's like, what? And he's like, "Today I was told by something that I was meant to sit here with you today." This guy is like a motivational speaker.
Right, uh-huh.
Like, he's connected to God, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because he missed his flight, and then he said God told him that it was meant to be because you're going to help someone today. Because he needs you. And it's funny because I missed my flight that morning as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then what happened, man? And then I started talking to him about this story when I was a kid. When I got baptized in front of the whole church, the priest goes, "What do you think happens to you when you get baptized?" And this young dude, me, just went, "You become God's boy?" Like,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, I said it.
Yeah.
Just said it. Straight into the mic.
Yeah.
Dropped it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But I would probably say, like,
Yeah.
what else do you fucking say?
I was like 5 or 6 or something. And Wayman just starts bawling his eyes out because that's what the thing said to him when he's like, "You need to go help God's boy." No, that didn't happen. Other way around. He said to me, "Will, you're God's boy." And it came into his mind and he said it. For some reason, something said that to him.
Yeah.
And that's when I told him, I started crying, bro. And we're all fucking crying. And like, he talks about, he's got this thing called Love Works.
Yeah.
And then he told me his story. It was so long and
Yeah.
so crazy about
Yeah.
his wife and how they got back together after a year of being separated. And because they had to live together in America somewhere, you have to live together for 12 months after being divorced.
Fuck that.
So, what? I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, then he just like kept on loving her, and she ended up taking him back and being more in love with him than ever. Anyway, he just guided me through this, man, this terrible time in my life, and it was meant to be, bro. Because and I still like speak to him today. We still email.
Wow. There you go. Isn't that interesting? Because some people, like when people share these experiences, they're deep and they're personal experiences, and you worry when you share that because you think, oh, some people out there might think I'm crazy that I believe that or whatever. But I mean, if that happened to you, just anyone else that's watching, I mean, what an incredible life experience, whether that's just by coincidence or not. that's still fucking extremely incredible. Yeah, and
people out there will be thinking, oh, it's all bullshit, blah blah blah. You know.
Nah, I don't think so. I think most people are actually more connected than what they make out to be. Like I got to a point where I just, I wear fucking crystals at this. I don't care. I believe in. I'll look at a number. I see 1111, and I go, well.
I make a wish. I do.
Yeah. Why not? I got nothing to lose at this
Exactly,
point.
cuz.
Fucking why not?
Exactly. That's why when people say they don't believe in stuff, I'm like, but why not?
Just give yourself something.
Something to believe in. Dude, I feel so much more content when I pray about something.
Yeah.
Because I have faith that it could happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Or just knowing that like I'm here for, like, whenever I get in a really bad state of mind, I just go, look, I must be here for a reason.
Dude,
I'm doing something.
Daily, battle, internal battle.
What's that like when you're sitting there laying in bed by yourself, knowing that you're going to have thousands of people out here, but you've just come back from thousands of people there? What's Will Sparks in a dialogue? What's that? What's the God's boy in your head talking about?
Dude, it is really just, I've gotten so used to being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I just got to keep on swimming, Yeah. Because as human beings, man, all we do is look forward to stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's all we do.
Mm.
And inside, man, sometimes, because I'm on a plane all the time, and a lot of the time I don't have anything to do.
Mm.
And I actually close my eyes and imagine a false reality.
So you're like Hannah Montana. You're living two worlds.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
I sit there with my eyes closed and have the best time, because I'm thinking about shit that I want to do, but I find myself always looking forward to stuff.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going home in a couple of months, and
Yep.
oh, my house is going to be built soon. Then it's all going to be good, you know.
Never is though.
No,
there's always
you
the
always
next
want
thing.
something else and something more, and I've realized that that's the human way, and I'm not a materialistic guy, but everyone thinks that we get all these chicks and, everything's just fucking partying, you're just rooting everyone, and it's really not like that. It's quite the opposite.
Yeah, and I suppose people would think as well, like I've heard it before, people would think that like, it's not really work. I mean, you get to travel, you get on a plane, you do this, like, because I mean, it's funny, like, I mean, you go to an airport a lot, I go to an airport a lot, and you go there, and it's funny looking at it, like, 90% of people in the airport, they only go once a year, and they forget everything.
They're so stressed, and they're such rookies, and they don't know what they're doing with security, and I'm sitting there like, but
it's like,
I have an open mind for that, though. I make sure I'm courteous of these new kind of comers, and
I try to.
I know.
I'm just
you gotta
thinking,
bite your tongue sometimes.
Make it to the Virgin Lounge. Just get to where
turn it up.
Yeah, well, they are fake Yeezys. So, but yeah, I'm platinum. Anyway, so
let's make this a bit more funny. That's funny.
I find that a bragging point as well. I love. I don't know about you, but being a young person and being able to walk through that fucking priority line and like have older people that are like these grumpy old business cunts looking at me going, what the fuck does this, like, why is he here?
Oh man, don't get me started.
I dig it.
I love it. I love it as well. Just going like, yeah, what up?
Yeah.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, can I ask, I mean, we'll wrap it up soon, but what's...
Fuck that. Let's get
okay,
going.
you enjoy it? All right. Well, all right. I just didn't want to hold you up.
No,
what's the, like, I mean, you've had a lot of insane experiences. Really, like, unimaginable shit. But what's the one where you've really sat there and pinched yourself going, it just has to be you going to some show, even if it's someone else's show. Where are you pinching yourself going, man, I made it here. This is it. This is a big...
brought us here.
Yeah?
Dude, there's so many things that I've done, I don't even remember them. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's another thing,
It's just bang, 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 go, 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 next this city. I have customs officers interrogate me because I forget where I was yesterday.
Right, yeah.
But there is one place where I pinched myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the Greek islands. This place called Eos, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I know the club that you're talking about.
Far out.
Yeah.
And far out, it was named well.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead. That is rock star life.
Yeah.
And that's when I went, holy shit. And that's when I went, everyone at home is right about what's going on. You know what I mean? Because they have this preconceived judgment of what I do.
Yep.
And how everything pans out. Most of the time it's hotel, go to a club, it's dark, and leave straight away, sweating my ass off, and then struggle to get to sleep because I'm still going nuts in my head.
Yep.
Or a festival, you go to the festival, you play, you come off stage, no one's backstage, so you don't socialise. So you just get in the car and go back to the hotel and eat and go to bed.
Yep.
EOS. The guys there put you in their villa, which looks over the whole island. They own one half of the island because the main party spot is far out club.
Yep.
They supply us with everything, as much booze as we want. Go straight up to the villa, you know, pool, and then they're just bringing chicks. We're having a party, and I'm standing there looking over at the view with all my, like, some of my really good mates from home in this villa, socializing with. The ratio was like 9 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 dude to 9 chicks.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what it's meant to be like.
This was it. This was the dream.
I was getting hammered and it was sick, and yeah, dude, that's one time I've been like, wow. And the show is just insane.
Yeah.
Everyone's Aussie.
Yeah, I know. They are, aren't they?
I love that.
Well, that's
man.
good.
It's my favourite.
You got to take your mates there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I took my mates to Toowoomba to a show with me once. Wasn't the same.
They just take advantage of the rider and get too drunk, and you got to fucking.
They do, but
hold their head.
I kind of don't mind that as well. So you've also, I mean, you've gone through, you're built like a brick shithouse. We spoke about that earlier on. So fitness is obviously another thing that you've been working on. You got your own fitness line.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, may as well talk about it if we've come this far.
Music, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, music is the main thing, but it's allowed you to launch into different parts. You're an entrepreneur at this point.
Well, you know what's funny, man? Since we've been talking about music, it's the first time I haven't been thinking about the gym.
Right.
I am such a weirdo about it. You're not a weirdo. I'm just always thinking about what I'm eating. Always thinking about when I'm going to train next. Always making sure I'm getting enough water.
Yep.
Have I had enough protein today? Have I done this? It's a constant thought, and I love it, man. It's such a, you know.
Is that because music became your job? Is that now the new hobby?
See,
that's your thing.
I'm always doing something more.
Yep.
And something else. I'm always wanting something else. So music was my main thing, just like that. And then I got into the gym, and now that's not my main thing because my job is my music, but internally it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, because it's sort of like the way that I see it, and like, I mean, I haven't been training as long as what you have at all, but I want to be. I said to you at the start, I'm putting this on camera now. I'm going to be the Australian the Will Sparks of Australian comedy. I want to get fucking ripped, right?
Right.
But because that's been one thing that in my head, when I have my internal thoughts, when I'm by myself, I'm like, I need to do something. And exercise has saved my life over the last 7 or 8 months. And my career has got better because my blood's flowing and I give myself something else to do.
Exactly, dude.
And it's a all day thing. So how do you keep up with that, knowing that like you're surrounded by grog, you're touring all the time, so it's very hard to eat good food at an airport when you're traveling, just everything.
Dude.
You're fucking trying to run up a fucking brick wall at this point.
Seriously. My life is so up, like so up, and then so down.
Yeah.
Just grim moments, man.
It's forced bipolar, what you're going through. You're forcing yourself to go through bipolar.
Fuck, I know about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
look, because I party, bro.
Yep.
I get roped into it.
Yep.
I, drink because I'm at a club. It's my job. I'm drinking with the promoters. Yeah, great. And I get fired up. I get really like, while I'm playing, I'm so jacked. And I'm like, let's show off. Let's scull drinks. Let's go to the crowd with a Fireball bottle and scull it. But then it's all over, right? So you want more. It's all over. The show's over, and you go back. You want something else to do now. You still want to get that high. So I was doing drugs as well, and that's when it was at my lowest, man. Because I was going straight from the hotel, doing fucking booba, to the airport, coming down at the airport and going. And then sleeping on the plane and just fucking feeling like shit. And because I train, I feel like I've lost everything. All my training, I feel depleted and just nothing. And I feel like I've just fucked myself and I get so down. And then I have to get to the next city and I haven't slept and I've not eaten nothing. And then I have to go play another gig.
You got to do that whole scenario
I've done
again.
Another gig?
I can't imagine. I believe
off
you.
the back end of a bender. But I try not to do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just get this little sniff and I'm like, whoa, I'm back, you know?
Yeah.
And then I regret everything. It's just
Yeah.
a cycle. Everyone goes through it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you perform? Because I reckon I need to have at least 3 beers and a shot to go on stage, and I'll come out just fucking ready to fucking fuck anyone
You're
up.
like Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy, he's such a legend. He's so.
How does he
funny.
keep that up? Because he can drink.
He is crazy, and you know why though? He can keep going and keep doing what he does.
I don't know.
His mindset is so powerful. It's the most powerful human being brain I've ever known. Me, I'm weak as piss in the brain. I get down really easy, and then I get up really easy, and then
I don't know though. I reckon that's got to be part of the success though, is to be able to.
Well,
Your weakness is your strength as well.
exactly. And I mean, I always tell myself that I'm not doing good enough and to do better, and that's probably a good thing because I'm always on my own toes.
Yep.
If I sat back and went, "I'm sweet, bro," I'd fucking
Have you ever done that?
never.
Right.
I've always been scared about what's next, and I got to be on top of it.
Did you ever get to a point where you're going, oh, things aren't going as well as what I want them to be, or you felt like, you know, because obviously everyone in their career has a moment where it spikes up, and you go, how far is this going? It's up, 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 and then you get to a point where you're like, oh, you start to realize it's not going up anymore.
not-
What's going on
yeah.
now? And you start to sort of lose your bearings a little bit. Has there been a point where you've gone, all right, it's going down, I need to switch it up now?
Remember? Yeah, I think there was. There would have been. I'm not sure exactly when, but when it was like that, I kicked myself into gear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's when it all
That's
comes.
when you just kind of sit back and go, all right, what am I going to do? Because I got so much on my feet, man. I'm
Fucking
so
oath.
lucky. Like, I hate that thing, lucky.
It's your management group.
But, you know, when someone goes, well, man, you're so lucky.
Nah,
it's like, no, I'm not. I just did it.
Do you know what lucky is? This is what someone said.
The
Do you watch
lottery.
this Gary V dude? Have you ever watched this Gary Vaynerchuk guy?
No.
Oh, you need to get onto this guy because he said something once that just resonated so much with me.
Is that the
which
guy that goes crazy and is
Yeah,
American? And
yeah.
He's like, you have to do this.
fucking do it. Yeah. I'm like, I thought he was so intense, but I watch it because sometimes I'm like, I need that. I need some fucking dude to just
Boost.
call me a piece of shit and
Shit,
go,
yeah.
go do it. He said there's no such thing as luck. He said people always used to say I was lucky and that, you know, you're an overnight success, this. He's like, me, you know, I started out fucking hustling, selling fucking lemonade on the street when I was 13. That was me learning how to fucking be a salesman. For
That's
you,
right.
it was you creating shit on Audacity to then be able to do what you're doing now. So
Yeah,
it
right.
starts a long time ago before
Yeah,
anyone else
dude,
knows.
you're so right.
He said there's no such thing as luck. It's when preparation meets opportunity. And when those two things collide, you fucking shoot into the stars. Fire the
That's
fuck
it,
up.
dude.
And I just fucking heard that and I was like, that's it, man. There's no such thing as luck.
Nah.
And if you believe in luck, then you're going to be a failure.
100%.
I really believe it.
100%.
You're
dude.
waiting.
I mean, the only thing that we are lucky with is being fucking born.
Yeah. That's what Gary says. He goes, because there's actually like, out of all the sperm cells that are,
1 in trillion. 1 in 1 trillion. What is it?
I don't know.
One in
I'll
5
count mine
billion
next
trillion.
time on my chest. But yeah, there's a few of them. There's a lot there, and I was one of them.
Oh, dude, we could get so weird then. Yeah, I'm holding back. What else was I going to say, bro?
So I got nothing to lose at this point. You stop
I
yourself
do.
whenever you need to.
I got to be careful, dude. My management hate it when I have interviews because I get too heavy. And then
I think you've been good on this one.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
we're
anything you've said too
apart
fucked up.
from old mate. Anyway.
You can get rid of that. If you don't want that, we can cut that out.
Nah, it's all good, dude.
All right.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll see. We'll look at it.
Yeah. No worries.
I wanted to say something else, man. So yeah, the gym thing, that keeps my mindset at ease though.
Yep.
You should ask my tour manager what I'm like if I don't train for 2 days.
Did you become a cunt?
He hates me
Yeah.
because I'm just like, fuck, I need to do this. I need to train. Why is like, you know, I'm like, man, I need to eat. Why can't we get any food? This is bullshit, you know.
Your whole mood comes.
Yeah,
It's not
but
just
when I train, mate, and I'm back to jacked, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
That's when I'm just the happiest. And
Yep.
as you say, look how much better you're doing now that you're in that happy state of being happy, you know, healthy. But
You don't want to stop either. That's the thing.
No,
'Cause
never.
you start to. It's almost like body dysmorphia to an extent where you go, I'm never going to be. I've started to realize
never
that.
going to go backwards.
I don't want to. No. If I see myself even, slowly start to go backwards, I hate myself and I never want to be that way again. So again, is it one of those things where, like, do you have an ideal, because you've really, you train a lot and you obviously, where do you want to be? Or is you just want to keep going?
I like to change it up all the time. You have to, as a human, you always want to change it up. And recently, and this is what I recommend for anyone that's naturally skinny, dude, I'm eating everything and training.
Yeah.
And it's the happiest time I've ever been. I used to eat rabbit food and lean proteins and shakes and not eat before bed and, very strict with everything and, I can't eat white rice, only brown.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, that's what I'm going through.
I'm saying that to my old self.
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. Eat. And now I'm just eating what I want. Still obviously a bit healthy and I'll smash a burger, I'll smash a pizza, but I'll train and it's made me so much fuller and happier and healthier in the head.
Yeah, that you can live both.
So that is the hardest thing with touring though, not getting enough fuel for my workouts. But I just tell myself, keep swimming, it's only a short period of time you're overseas, 3 months straight. This one was. It was hard, man. But we made it, You always make it.
You do. And you're back home now with Mum and she made you some Vegemite the other morning.
Dude, it's so good. I appreciate where we come from so much.
Yeah.
You have no idea what it's like to come home to where we are from.
Yeah.
We are the luck. Not only are we born, we're born in this country. And I don't take one thing for granted. And everyone at home that's, from Australia and stuff, you need to just remember our culture, remember where we're from, and just don't take it for granted, man, because I've seen some pretty rough things around the world.
We are lucky.
Oh, that's super lucky. So, all these places I've been that are just I'm so glad I'm not from there,
I mean, Venice Beach I remember always wanting to go to Venice Beach and then going there and I was like, this place is lovely, but at the same time, it's also a shithole.
City. Those people just how do you get to that state?
America is another because I suppose for most Aussies, and I reckon you would have probably been the same, is all you want to do your whole life is go there, and then you get there and you're like, this is everything that I thought it would be, but then also this is some fucked up shit going on here. We got the best of everything here.
Dude, I'm totally with you on that, man.
People are chilled out here.
Yeah.
But that's changing, and that gives me the shits, man.
I know.
People are so uptight in this country now.
Dude, people are getting angrier. One of my favourite things to do in the day is speak to a stranger and have a laugh with them and be on that same connection, that same level. Say someone's doing something stupid and we both look at each other and what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Someone random. It always happens at airports, obviously, because there's randoms everywhere.
Yeah.
But I love that, man. Fuck, the airports, they just have angry people everywhere, and I try to keep a smile on my face, but that's another thing that gets you in this work I do. Everyone, obviously everyone thinks it's, not everyone, but it's hard, it's easy what I do and stuff, but all the transit, it just makes it worth it.
Yeah, I bet.
The things I do up on stage and the places I go and the shows I play, they're amazing. And it's so lucky that they are, because the rest of it's shit.
Shit, to get to that point.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'll wrap it up now. But so, what have you got coming up? I mean, have you got any? You've got a new song that's just come out, yeah?
I got music coming out of my ears.
Yeah, great.
I got this one called Take Me coming out next week or something. I got another one called What I Do, which I sang on, by the way. So listen to that one.
Well, you actually sing on quite a few, and then you morph the sounds and shit.
Dude,
we got
more to talk about here, bro.
Okay.
So I was always relying on singers.
Yeah.
Especially after Chemical Energy.
Yep.
Flea did the fucking sickest job. He smashed it, and it did so well. And after that, though, I couldn't find anyone to do what he did.
Yep.
And I was like, why can't anyone? Because I had it in my head. I wrote the lyrics in my head. I wrote the rhythm and the melodies of how you would sing it in my head.
Yep.
And no one could get it. And I went, hold on, I can do this. And I just started singing in the microphone. And dude, when you guys hear What I Do, I'm so proud of myself.
Good.
because I did a vocal and it works so well with the track and it's so catchy, and it's like you don't have to rely on anyone. You can do everything from producing it to playing it to making the sounds to fucking singing it.
Yep.
You are a Mozart inside.
Well, I mean, that's your whole story, is that no matter how far you've travelled up in your career, the operation is still exactly the same as it was when you made and it's just everything else has changed, but you've just adapted originally what you were doing into these new, different, bigger lifestyles where, you might have a nice car and you might be travelling, doing bigger shows and all these different things, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's the art and the way that you go about doing your art that has to remain the same.
Exactly. So, but I had a bit of a wake-up call recently, Josh. This is serious, man.
This is heavy? All right.
This sucks, dude.
Right.
So, everything I ever worked for, everything I ever worked on, all my templates, all my samples, everything gone.
What the fuck happened to it?
Projects I was working on, music that I was just obsessed with that I was working on. This is only a month ago.
Yeah. What, the hard drive? Or the computer?
The laptop. So I'm that stupid guy that didn't back his laptop up.
We all are.
Because I was traveling for 3 months straight, and I had this hard drive I was meant to back things up on, but it kept glitching. And I kept telling myself, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll buy one. I'll go to Apple tomorrow and buy one. Oh, we got a flight, dude. Oh, we got a show, dude. Oh, we got to go, dude.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Next minute, red wine. End of a bender. Like, bad state. And it just fell on my laptop whenever I didn't even think of anything else because I was so off my head. And, not off my head, but I was pissed. I just went to bed and I woke up not thinking one thing of it. And dude, it's gone. It's cooked. I've tried everything really, but I'm getting it sent back home, and hopefully we can recover some of the data and stuff.
The hard drive, that might be okay still.
Bro, when I used to think about losing that thing and losing everything, I'd said to myself, it's all over. You may as well kill yourself. It's it. It's done. And you know what? It happened. It fucking happened. And I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I've lost music. I've lost everything.
Lost it. Yeah.
Lost my whole life. And I could have gone one way or the other. I could have broken down and quit and just said, that's it. Or treat it as a fresh start and it's meant to be, and that this is just the fucking beginning.
Well, it is.
So now I'm so excited about getting a new fucking laptop, getting a new studio.
Yep.
So what my moral of my story is, I lost it all. I lost everything I worked for. But it's not the end. You can keep going. It's a calling that this is a brand new door that's opening. Because I could have just, I was so close.
You'd be fucking gutted.
I was so close to ending.
Were you just like, I would have been to a point where
I was suicidal, mate.
I would have been thoughtless.
Oh, completely.
Wouldn't know what to like.
Emotionless.
Yeah, it's gone.
Not even suicidal. It was just emotionless, just numb. And I went, fuck this shit. You've done it before, you can do it again. And that is the mindset you need to have. You cannot just cave and get a tub of ice cream and eat it. Get in that fucking gym.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying, man. It could have gone either way. And I'm so proud of myself that I had the strength in my mind to just go, you know what? You haven't lost anything. Because without that piece of metal, without you, that piece of metal is a piece of metal.
Yeah,
you know 100%.
I mean? Yeah, some other cunt's just using it to jack off on.
Exactly. I'm the reason why I got to that stage. So, anyway, that was my little motivation.
Jeez, that's rough though. That's going to break the hearts of fucking thousands.
People, if you're listening, if you like my shit,
it's over.
There was a couple of things in there. Anyway, I'm going to get it back.
Can you remake them? Do you feel? Not the same. Maybe you can. Maybe what if it changes and it's even better than what you? Well, surely that's happened already.
I'll give you a story now. Yeah. My sister actually was cleaning my room while I was making a remix for Layback Luke and Hardwell.
Yep.
It's called Dynamo.
Yep.
And the hard drive that was connected to all my samples and stuff, she knocked it and it fell off the table. And I didn't collect all and save. It's like this thing you do on Ableton where it all saves to the computer, and the hard drive crashed and I lost it. lost the fucking song, dude. I punched 4 holes in my wall. Like, I was freaking out because I lost this song I was working on. I ended up remaking it, and it was way better than before.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's meant to be. I mean, if we're talking about all this universal shit and stuff like that, then everything happens
Great
for a
example.
reason. And yeah, I remember my grandfather telling me growing up that, you know, sometimes everything you wished for is not exactly what was meant to be, and you actually get something else out of it that's even better than before. So anyway, that's just to make it sound a bit more fucking...
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it. Thanks for chatting, brother.
Nah, mate, thanks for coming on. Will's fucking social... I mean, you're not going to gain anything from me, but you may as well get the one or two.
There's always, I'm always keen for a new follower.
Yeah, Zach's already following you, but otherwise, thanks for taking the time, mate. We've had a really good chat.
No worries. What is the time?
10:20.
Cool.
So yeah,
got like an hour and a bit, but love talking about this stuff, man. And I think you're doing good stuff, getting inside of the minds of these kind of different personalities, and it's gonna do lots of things. I love this stuff for the next generation.
Yep. Fuck TV. They don't need us.
It's gone.
See you, mate.